United States of America.
President voting.
Vietnam.
Honorable Chair, respected delegates, respected directors and fellow delegates. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has been continued for so long and nothing has been resolved yet. What people are going through in Israel and Palestine is truly heartbreaking. Our country has been trying to resolve this issue for years and years, but extremists from each side are just getting more aggressive. This delegate of the United States of America strongly wishes to have a peaceful agreement and resolution made in today's conference. This delegate yields the floor back to the chair. Thank you.
You can also send
for this appalling act, frankly, and Germany will dedicate any resources and aid to Israel. Thank you, delegate of Palestine. United States of America, you now have the floor.
This country would first like to send its deepest condolences to the delegate of Israel and the whole country. This is a very tragic event that happened to the country, and this country of the United States will have full support to Israel, the delegate of Israel and the whole country to resolve the conflict and find out what happened in the country right now. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. Are there any other?
Okay, the update is as follows.
We will now proceed with the general speakers list.
The delegate of the United States.
This delegate of the United States do agree with a lot of delegates in this house right now. The country believes that the human right is the most important thing, and we should really work on the peaceful resolution to solve this issue at hand. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. I would once again remind Delegate of the United States, you now have the floor.
This delegate wants to emphasize that after debating and talking about the issue at hand in this conference right now, a lot of countries have negotiated with other countries and made up this resolution. So this country is looking forward to have a fruitful debate on the upcoming resolution. Thank you. The delegate yields floor back to the chair.
Are there any other questions on the floor? United States of America.
The delegate of United States of America will first thank Delegate of Iran and their signatories on proposing this resolution. The question that this country has is that, as the delegate of Israel have mentioned, there is no wording of Jerusalem included in this resolution. Is Delegate of Iran willing to accept any amendments on this resolution on the clauses regarding the issue of Jerusalem?
Yeah, we're open to interpretation on, or this isn't just a single side, but we're open to interpretation on it.
You can lower your placards. Everyone that votes against this amendment, please raise your placards now.
Clause 1 calls upon member states for an immediate reinstatement of ceasefire pending an international investigation. Clause 2 encourage the right to religious freedom in the Israeli capital of Jerusalem. Clause 3 emphasizing the need to remove the control blockade on the Gaza Strip. Clause 4 recommending the establishment of a joint Israeli-Egyptian committee with the goal of loosening the blockade on the Gaza Strip within 5 years to meet at least every 6 months. Clause 5 urge all nations in the UN to provide humanitarian aid to both Palestine and Israel equitably in order to protect the human rights of all citizens by ensuring such as but not limited to Subclause A, access to safe food and drinking water, Subclause B, access to education, Subclause C, access to healthcare, Subclause D, access to the internet. Clause 6, supporting the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel on the condition that Israel complies with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by ensuring such as but not limited to Subclause A, complete freedom of movement throughout Jerusalem, both east and the west, as well as the West Bank. Subclause B, recognizing special shared sovereignty that includes the right of all Palestinian people to congregate the commerce, religion, or personal reasons without discrimination and viewed as equal citizens of Israel. Subclause C, designating Jerusalem as a security exception, enforcing international border for Israel west of Jerusalem, while ensuring freedom of the movement for all Palestinians to the West Bank. Clause 7, recognizing all residents of Jerusalem have the equal opportunity to become Israeli citizens with the right extending heredity if they choose with the rights. Honorable Chair, respected directors, and fellow delegates, this delegate of the United States of America have worked together along with the fellow delegates of Israel, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Egypt, and India in order to come up with a resolution which can peacefully resolve the issue that we face in Israel and Palestine regarding Jerusalem. This delegate wishes to have a good debate on this resolution and to achieve the goal. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. We'll have a question and answer period of 5 minutes for this. Yeah. Are there any delegates wishing to ask a question to the delegate of the United States of America? United Kingdom.
Could the delegate of the United States elaborate on Clause 2 encourages the right to religious freedom in the Israel capital of Jerusalem? How this clause can make the situation in Jerusalem better?
Do you accept the question?
This delegate accepts the question. Point of inquiry to the chair, should this delegate stand up and answer the question?
Yes.
Thank you, Delegate of United Kingdom, for the question. So, as stated in the clause 6, this resolution have stated that we will open up the Jerusalem for the all Palestinian people. Therefore, regarding to the clause 2, those Palestinian people will be able to come to Jerusalem and have their religious freedom in Jerusalem. Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
The state of Lebanon would like to inquire about how Clause 6, supporting the movement, or subclause, I think A, supporting the freedom of movement throughout Jerusalem and the West Bank. How will the traditional territory and homes ceded and designated since 1948 be protected from gentrification and seizures by the Israeli state? And is the freedom of movement a way to quickly siphon away Palestinian people from Jerusalem?
Do you accept the question?
Can the chair ask the delegate of Lebanon to simplify the question in shorter form? Thank you.
Can you simplify the question, please?
How will this resolution protect the homes and the right to residence of Palestinians currently in Jerusalem?
Is that clear?
Yes. So, as stated in Clause 6, we are opening up the Jerusalem for all the people who, for Palestinian people, so they will be protected. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions on Palestine?
The delegate of Palestine would like to inquire whether the delegate of the United States views the recognition of Palestinian religious freedom as equating to recognizing Jerusalem as the shared capital of the Palestinian state.
Thank you for your question, Delegate of Palestine. This Delegate of the United States have worked with fellow delegates, and we have come up to the point where this resolution is arguing that Jerusalem will be the capital of Israel. We haven't really mentioned about the shared capital. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. Please wait until the question the chair asks you if you accept the question or not. Are there any other questions on the floor? Palestine?
The delegate of Palestine would like to clarify, does the United States reject the vision of a two-state system in Palestine, as supported by many other delegates?
Do you accept the question?
This delegate accepts the question. Yes, as answered the previous POI, this delegate understands the concern of delegate of Palestine, and this delegate encourages the delegate of Palestine to submit an amendment. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, this Q&A session is expired.
Egypt. Oh, there cannot be any note passing during the voting procedure. In favor. France.
In favor.
Germany.
Abstain.
India.
Abstain.
Iran. In favor. Israel.
In favor.
Lebanon.
In favor.
Morocco.
Abstaining.
Palestine.
Against with rights.
United Kingdom.
In favor.
United States.
In favor.